Hello everybody, it's me, Unobtrusive, and with this week's video, I thought we would delve into the world of character development. Now, this is a subject that took me a lot of time to research and to get into, so I have split this up into a two-part video. So, welcome to part one. So without further ado, let's just hop right in. First of all, this is more of less of character development, although there are some great tips in here, and I will link to a article that I was reading for this video down below. But rather, this is fixing the lack of development for one of Masashi Kishimoto's main, I say that in quotes, characters from Naruto Shippuden. For the sake of time, I won't bother giving a history of said character. If you're clicking to watch this video, I'm assuming you've seen or read enough Naruto to know who she is. So let's get into it. So first of all, in order to improve Sakura as a person, I quickly did a little bit of research on how exactly to write a character or protagonist that won't easily be forgotten or, in her case, strongly disliked. There are a number of things I found wrong with Sakura's portrayal and writing, and the same goes for nearly every female character in the Naruto universe. It just comes as a given that if you're going to watch Naruto, you're going to see a lot of badly written female characters, and I wanted to know why that is. Kishimoto himself says that he can't write female characters, but more on that in a bit. So why is that? Why do they all suck so terribly? Well, that is a whole different topic for a completely separate video. Maybe I'll include a little bit more detail in part 2. I wasn't really anticipating this to be a 2-part series, so I really only just wrote a script for one. So let's see how this conversation goes. But Kishimoto himself claims, like I said, that he just can't write women, which I call absolute bullshit on that, and could literally write pages on as to why he can write a decent female character. But I digress. This video is all about rewriting Sakura herself. Now, you want to start off building your character, and this is included in some of the research that I did. You can definitely check out the article. It has a lot more information, a lot more in-depth study on character development and just building a believable character. It really helped me, and it kind of has some coaching aspects to it. It's a great article. I definitely recommend it if you are creating any sort of world, whether it be in art, animation, comics, a story, anything where that involves building a character. And it definitely helps with steering away from Kishimoto's mistakes. And so if you don't want to be like him, I suggest reading it. But anyway, I digress again. Now, you want to start off building your character as someone who is both believable, as I said, and relatable. You need to establish their goals, motivation, and a bit of their backstory. Now, their goals and motivation should be story-driven, as they should be included as part of the story itself that you're writing. They should fit into it. It shouldn't be something weird or awkward that's outside of the storyline, or that really doesn't make a lot of sense as to why the character is there. Anyway, we'll get more into that in a bit. But Naruto, Sasuke, Rock Lee, and pretty much every male character has all these things: goals, motivations, backstory, in detail. Even Kimimaro, who we see for maybe a full episode or 2, has a phenomenal backstory and very driven motivations. Now, I'm not sure how much his involvement is in the manga. I have not read the manga. I've seen bits and pieces here and there, but pretty much, as much as it can, I feel like the show sticks to the manga. Correct me if I'm wrong. Of course, there's going to be details left out here and there, but pretty much the female characters, such as Sakura, remain the same. So this applies to the manga as well, I suppose, in a way. But anyway, What does Kishimoto's Sakura have? Why would he give so much backstory and put so much effort into writing a character who's not even going to be there for a full season, not even going to be a part of the show in a foundational way? Why would he give him more of a backstory and more relatability and feeling and evoke empathy from the viewers than he would give to someone like Sakura, who stays throughout the entire show and even goes on to Boruto? Sakura is supposed to be, or she should have been, a pillar in the show. She should have been someone who was as much a foundational part of the team as Naruto, and in a way as Sasuke. Now, Sasuke is a character that I don't particularly like because of the way he's written and the way his character goes, but at the same time, he still has that a very small level of relatability, and Kishimoto gives him some value. He gives him a backstory with his brother. He gives him motivations, albeit wrong motivations, but motivations nonetheless. So what does Kishimoto's Sakura have? She never shares the spotlight, nor is any light shed on her backstory, enough to build her up as anything more than a very weak, in comparison, support character for Naruto and Sasuke. And she develops, it feels like she was only made to develop a weird subplot romantic angle around these boys. Like, who is Sakura? We never get to know. No one ever asks the question, who are you? Where did you come from? Who are your parents? I think we see her parents maybe one time in the whole show, yet we have all these flashbacks involving Sasuke's parents because they were such a foundational part of the plot. They move it along quite nicely, and so on. Same can be said for Naruto's parents, but that's because Naruto is the main character. It's expected of him. But why do these side characters, why does a character like Sasuke, who has just as much value and importance as Sakura should have had, why does he get the same treatment as a main character, but she does not? Now, Sakura should have been given a motive behind attending the academy and becoming a shinobi. This is one of the things that would help to fix Sakura as a character. She should have been given a motive. She should have been given a reason. Naruto's motive is to get strong and become the Hokage. Very attainable goal, I feel like, although no one else in the village seems to think so. It's because he's been bullied his whole life. He's been shunned. He's been looked down on. He was the attention-grabbing kid, the troublemaker, and that makes him relatable. That's the part of him that becomes relatable and we sympathize with, and we become to like Naruto because, like many of us in life, he's been cut back or given a what is the word? Just not a handicap, but he's been looked down on. He's been held back his whole life, and he wants to fight against that. He wants to break that stereotype. He wants to break what people have said about him and prove them wrong. He wants to be acknowledged and loved. What does Sakura want? Sakura doesn't seem to want any of that. She barely even gets to speak her motivations, and when she does, they're wrong. They're to chase after some boy. What are her goals? Why is she even in the academy? It's questions like these that drove me to start this video in the first place, that drove me to look at Sakura, a character which I admittedly have hated since the very beginning. I've definitely hated her. I think she's annoying. I think she's useless. She never has any purpose in any battles, and so I decided to take a look into that because I'm just now finishing up the show. I haven't quite ended it yet, but I'm right on the heels of the end, and it's getting really, really easy to spot Kishimoto's sexism. He has something against women. He has something against developing strong female characters, and so I thought, why don't I just make this video? Why don't I look into a little bit of what it takes to develop a character? And because he is very, very good, he's very talented with character development and with writing male characters. He's already proven how good he is at that, and so I just wondered, you know, what is so foundationally different about a female character than a male? And so we're going to dive into the rest of this topic with the next video, part 2. But I hope this was interesting enough and gave you guys just a little bit of a taste into my hurt feelings about Sakura and why I think she deserved better. And it's not her fault that she was badly written. But anyway, I digress once more, and have a happy week. I'll see you tomorrow with the next part of this video.